Alright there you guys again, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm going to be updating you on some more latest news. Reports are breaking out, the Germany press are suggesting that currently Manchester United are interested in getting the signature of Dendoncker, so too AC Milan are involved in this, and so too Red Bulls are involved in this, and currently they're going to be sending representatives out to scouts for the player. Manchester United have showed their interest in getting Dendoncker, the current 22-year-old from Anderlecht, who currently did play fantastically well against us in the Europa League last season. I think it was the first leg he scored the late winner. He's risen fantastically well though up the youth, says Dendoncker. Currently then started hitting the scenes dramatically in 2009 and then has gone on to make a century of appearances for Anderlecht. His performances have been fantastic. He's quick, he's strong, he's very tenacious, he's very competitive. He's a very good player. He's in a sort of a similar vein to Michael Carrick, because Michael Carrick we know. Oh yes, it's his birthday. I think it's his birthday today. So happy birthday to Michael Carrick today. He's currently 36 years old. A player that's won every single domestic cup for Manchester United, and he's achieved being the flourish of Manchester United, but not strong enough going on to next season. So do you think Dendoncker could be the long-term future for Manchester United in our midfield? He's a player, I think last season did he participate in 52 games and scored 6 goals and got a couple of assists, Dendoncker, but it's just reporting Germany press that Manchester United have showed their interest in currently getting Dendoncker. He hasn't been a main priority target. We haven't looked at him in the entirety of the transfer window, but I've just had a glance at what's been going on. Dendoncker's been thrown into the equation as well. He's risen up the youth fantastically well. Yes, we do need highly experienced players in there because we have got quite a lot of youth in the team. The only real senior players is Carrick and Valencia. Carrick's not strong enough going on to next season. Obviously, Dendoncker's absolutely a comparison to Fellaini. Fellaini's poor. He's nowhere near as good as Dendoncker. Fellaini's not good enough. Comparing Carrick and Dendoncker, they have similarities. Obviously, Carrick's obviously more highly experienced because he's 36 now and he's been at the club for over a decade. But Dendoncker's young and he can come to Manchester United and play with good players. But also, AC Milan have been in there with a shout. Red Bulls have been in there with a shout, who are a team that have been hard to negotiate with this year. Red Bulls, with the they've been hard to negotiate with. Matic. I presume this should be done sometime this week with Matic. Comparing him and Dendoncker. Dendoncker's potentially a better footballer. He's young, but obviously Matic is more highly experienced, and he's officially at a better club, which is Chelsea. He has been at Vitesse and Benfica in the past as worked there, Nemanja Matic, but looks like it's going to be Matic. We know bids have been rejected for Matic in the past. He's been given the green light by Abramovich, who's going to sanctioned it off, saying he's allowed to leave. He has been training with Hazard. He has been currently training on his own as well. Didn't go to Asia with the rest of the Chelsea squad. I think how old is he? He's played fantastically well for Serbia. He's not one of the worst midfielders I've ever known. I just said he wouldn't be one of my main priority choices in that midfield. I just don't think he's got enough tempo to his play. I don't think he drives forward enough, to be quite honest with you. He can perform on the day. I potentially do think he's better than Fellaini. I went too far when I said he would have Fellaini in decline, but Matic still looks likely, but it has taken time. But Chelsea rated him as a £40 million player. Is it going to be £50 million that we're going to be paying? Is it going to be is that the price tag, or is it going to be 40 million we're going to be paying for Matic? I don't think he's worth either, to be quite honest with you. He's Matic, but it's advantage because Jose Mourinho is looking to reunite with him because they had they bonded together fantastically well when Mourinho was at Chelsea. But with Jose Mourinho, he's got a good pedigree. He's looking to build his foundation now. He's got 2 players in. He's frustrated so far with the lack of investment in the transfer window, but he likes to get like centre backs and stuff. He's got history with getting tall players in and stuff. And Matic is over 6 foot, so Mourinho's just had that interest in getting Matic. He's considered that he does want to make the move. We know Juventus have been in there for talks with Matic as well. But Juventus have called their interest. Damasio announced that we were very, very close to getting Matic on the board. But Juventus have dropped their interest in the current thing because they're more interested in now getting Matuidi from PSG, who's a fantastic player. I'd love him, love him. Very, very creative player, very good at driving forward, combines with his teammates well, very composed, good at driving forward. Very skillful player. I'd love him at Manchester United, but we're not in for him. So yeah, it does look like Manchester's coming to Manchester United. Chelsea have spent about over £100 million so far, so they're gonna get the 40-50 million pounds. So gonna get maybe just less than they're gonna get raise some of the funds back for Matic, and then they'll probably go on to buy another player as well. I'd love Renato Sanchez, as I said, and Matic. Comparing them two, as I said, Matic is more highly experienced, but Renato Sanchez is overall a better footballer, but he hasn't had them chances at Bayern Munich, and Chelsea are making inquiries now to try and possibly, on the basis of it, capture him on a loan deal. The Munich board have insisted that he could be available for 42 million, could be available on a loan deal as well. I think Manchester United have made inquiries, AC Milan have made inquiries, but they have been discussing. AC Milan are looked to favourites to get the player. But I don't think the meeting that tag that AC Milan, Bayern Munich have currently set out. Manchester United have been in there, but now it's not been one of Mourinho's main priority targets. But it looks like now we probably won't be getting him. He's got a glowing reputation. His performances for the Euros were fantastic. Thought he did fantastic. I thought he did well for Benfica, but since he's come to Bayern Munich, we're a fantastic club with a fantastic stadium with loads of supporters in it. He hasn't really had that chance. The expectations of him was to get first team football, play on a regular basis. He hasn't had that chance, so he feels very unsettled, and it has confirmed he hasn't had them minutes under his belt. He's been confirmed he isn't going to get them minutes under his belt now. They've got class players of Munich, the current German champions. They've got Vidal, got Rodriguez, They've got other players in there, so he's not going to be named as first choice player in their team this season. So Carlo Ancelotti is adamant he's going to leave the club. So he may be going to Chelsea, he may go to Milan. I do not know. I don't think Manchester United will get him now. He is available on a loan deal, as I said. He's still available on a loan deal, as I said. But comparing him and Dendoncker, I think the comparison really. Dendoncker's 20. Well, he's younger. He's Renato Sanchez than Dendoncker. Obviously, Renato Sanchez has been playing at a big club, which is Bayern Munich. Dendoncker's at currently Anderlecht. He's currently older. He's about 3 years older. I think he's 22 years old. So they are comparable because obviously Renato Sanchez is versatile. He's good. He can play on wide roles, etc., etc. So. Do you think Dendoncker's good enough for Manchester United? I haven't watched enough of him to really judge. It's just some of his stats that I've read up about Dendoncker. That some of his stats are dramatic and very, very impressive, and he's attracted the interest of a few teams as this Dendoncker. So, but Chelsea have made inquiries to get Sanchez. They're making inquiries to try and get Sandro from Juventus, the current Italian champions. Did fantastic last season. They've still got a lot of good players, Juventus. Fantastic team. They've got De Baila in there, who I'd have loved at Manchester United also. They've got a lot of good players. They've got Sandro there, who's quite good. Got a lot of good players, and they did fantastically well last season. But Chelsea are looking to capture him. Chelsea have also made inquiries about Barkley as well. Tottenham making inquiries about Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley is a player that I'd love at Manchester United. With him coming to an end of his contract, he'd be staggering around now. You'd probably get him for 20, maybe £30 million. You'd get Ross Barkley for. As much as I do love him. Now that Everton have got 6 or 7 players in, now that Rooney's playing his part, he's performing fantastically well for Everton. As I did say he would. That's it, Koeman's chance, and I think since Rooney went to Everton, that meant then Ross Barkley, that could have been part of why Ross Barkley could be departing Everton, and they've spent over £100 million on 6-7 players, and they're looking to be challenging this season for Champions League football, maybe trying to gain some silverware as well. of Everton. So Rooney's performing fantastically well so far. I think he scored 2 or 3 goals already for Everton. But Tottenham, in this case, with the teams that are chasing him, it'd be essential for Tottenham in out of all the teams because they're still looking for their first signing of the summer. They haven't got the first signing of the summer. They've still got good players. The style of football Pochettino's got them playing, but I think they need to add a few more players into there, and especially losing Kyle Walker as well. I think they still need maybe a player or two at least on the board if they're going to be consistent as they have been in the last couple of years, and plus they're in Champions League football as well, and they'll want a couple of players for that aspect as well. Tottenham will want a couple of players in there, but Ross Barkley's a player I do like, and look at his overall stats. You know, I didn't even know till I saw it up. He'd created more opportunities than Silva, Sanchez, Coutinho last season. I think there were only 4 players who didn't create more opportunities than Ross Barkley. So his performances were fantastic last season for Everton. I think he's adamant that he does want to leave. Everton really basically don't need him now. We know Arsenal have had their interest, Tottenham, Chelsea are trying to swoop him up. So you'd get him for a reasonable fee. You would get him for a reasonable fee. So Chelsea, in this spending spree that Chelsea could end up, well, was it around a £200 million spree that Chelsea had to spend with Conte? They've already spent about 130 already. So if they get another 2 players in, they'll probably go over that. They'll probably go over maybe 200 million, something like that. I do think they'll make more signings, Chelsea. They've got Rudiger, they've got Bakayoko, who's a good player for them, who's going to perform well. And they've got Morata as well. I was disappointed about. I thought it was disappointing that I really wanted Avril Morata, to be quite honest with you. He's a fantastic player. I'd have really, really loved Morata, guys, to be quite honest with you. But it was the other way around, wasn't it? It looked like Morata was coming to United. Lukaku was going to Chelsea, and but we had to settle with Lukaku. But Lukaku's been performing fantastically well in these pre-season games. People say about his first touch. Doesn't concern me really. It did, but not now. He's at a bigger club. He's not Everton anymore. He's at a bigger club. He's Premier League proven. He did become an isolated figure in the last couple of years, but I thought he looked isolated in the Barca game because the Barcelona defence were making him look isolated. But I think his overall performances, the way he scores goals, is absolutely sublime. So he is a fantastic signing. He's going to score. I think for Manchester United, he's going to lead the lines. He's going to guarantee us at least 20-25 goals. For Morata for Chelsea, I think he may perform better than Lukaku for Chelsea, I'm going to be honest. I don't know who'll score more goals. Morata will probably, I think he'll get at least maybe 15-20 goals for Chelsea, will Morata, because he's going to get that first team football. Didn't get it at Real Madrid, so he was classified as a reserve player, but he's got a good pedigree. Lukaku's got a good pedigree, but obviously Morata's probably better because he's been at better teams. He's been at Juventus, he's been fantastic there, so there you go. Morata, if he'd have stayed at Madrid, was never going to get that first team football. So that's why Real Madrid had to offload him. They offloaded Rodriguez. They offloaded Danilo. That's the reason why. And but Dendoncker would be fantastic. As I'm going back to the topic, he'd complement your Herreras. He'd complement your Pogbas. He'd complement our midfield. He would run right in that midfield because he's still only young. He's got experience. He probably needs to gain more a bit, but he's got the experience because he's made so many appearances, so he's got that experience with Anderlecht. But obviously, we're a much bigger club than Anderlecht, so it's been interesting to see how he would perform if he was to come to Manchester United. This young star, 22-year-old, as I said, there hasn't been much going on about it. I heard about it before and I didn't talk about it. Now it's just Germany press are saying that we're interested in capturing the player and getting the pursuit of the player. I think they'd set a price tag out of around about, is it £34 million that Anderlecht insisted that they wanted for the player. But yeah, I don't know where we're going out this transfer window at the moment, guys. We're getting nowhere with Dyer because Tottenham reluctant. I resisted to sell him, obviously. We're not getting nowhere with Dyer as much as I'd like him. I'd prefer him over Matic. Better goal scorer, better midfielder. Obviously very versatile as well. Good at driving forward, good in the air, and quite quick. He's a faster player. He's got more genuine pace than Matic. I just think Matic is easily predictable. There's no pace to his game whatsoever. I know we're calling him a Chelsea reject. We're all slagging him off, but whoever Mourinho gets him, gets in, I will back Mourinho all the way, guys. And that's it. He's a fantastic manager, and I will back him all the way. And you can understand with the frustration for Mourinho with the transfer window so far. We expected more than this. And regards with even Perisic as well. As I said, he's a player that can feed balls into the box. He's a player that's got tremendous speed. He's a player that's quick. He's a player that, who's comparison to our efficient winners. He's very efficient in his comparison to our winners. He's Perisic. I really do. And for the entirety of this transfer window, that's been one of Jose Mourinho's main targets, to get Perisic on the board. But Inter Milan have been stubborn and we're playing hardball. It broke out. Well, I thought maybe the pursuit would have ended, or negotiations were still going on between the two clubs. But as it's turned out now, Spalletti's basically said there's no more discussions now going on with the two clubs for the pursuit of even Perisic. But he did basically quote out, he's insisted that he can't not let Perisic leave. He basically saying it's all fallen down to him now. It's his decision if he wants to leave, which he does want to leave the club. Spalletti did quote out a few stuff. He did quote out he's a good player. He's very strong. He's a very important figure for the team. I know him. Everyone knows him basically, and he's respected him in that aspect that I'd love to keep him, but he's been given the green light to now come to Manchester United, because he's been forcing the move for absolutely ages as Perisic. As much as I'd love him at Manchester United, he's been at Wolfsburg, he's been at Borussia Dortmund, so he's highly experienced, and we need that highly experienced player. Mourinho is eager to get Perisic on the board because he's a main priority target, but what can you say? What can you say, guys? He has been training as Perisic with the Inter Milan squad. He looks unsettled, does Perisic. But the directors have basically also resisted to any offer. They still want that £48 million, or if they don't want that £48 million, with a £45 million they're wanting to include Martial as part of the deal, so Inter Milan can get him on a loan deal. Inter Milan, I think now anyway, have already found their alternative replacement for Perisic. This Keita player, very good creative attacking player, is this Keita. I think he's from is he a Lyon player? That I think it's been agreed that something's been agreed between the player for Inter Milan. So they've found their alternative replacement. So we're not going to sanction Martial either way. So why can't they just give us even Perisic, for God's sake? We've been waiting for the next 48 hours for the last 3 bleeding weeks now, and people are getting sick and tired of these setbacks and stuff like that. It can be very, very frustrating. And Perisic is nowhere near comparison as Bale. But if we do get Perisic, Mbappe goes to Madrid, as I keep saying, that's going to be very, very frustrating, because people say then you had the opportunity to get Bale in, but Bale's an unrealistic target. Bale basically has quoted out, he told the Spanish publication yesterday from Dan Bollon that he's no desire to leave Real Madrid. He's not willing to leave Real Madrid, and this is why Mourinho basically has disregarded it and basically has no faith that he's going to land Gareth Bale. There's a possibility, a chance. The only way there's a chance is if Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, and that may not happen now anyway, so Bale's a creative player, he's got tremendous speed, he's strong, he's quick, he's fast, he's good at breaking up the play. He combines fantastically well with, your Benzema's, your Ronaldo's and all that, so we'll have to see. I don't think Bale's going to happen. Perisic could still happen. The Forsberg probably won't, because Red Bulls have been stubborn and they resisted to their players such as Naby Keita and Forsberg, so may not happen. And Forsberg's another young player. Perisic is 28, 29, so Dendoncker's young, who Mourinho's had an interest in. He's interested in Dendoncker, 22, so he's interested in a lot of youth, getting a lot of youth into the team as well, as we've already got a lot of youth in the team, such as, Rashford, Martial. He's going for Dendoncker, he's going for Forsberg from Red Bulls, he's young. So he's going for a lot of young players, Mourinho. So Forsberg, he did quote out basically, this was because what was going on with Perisic. Basically, it spreaded that he'd been in contact with the current player, Rosberg's agent, currently him and Lindelof share the same agent basically, and there might have been negotiations going on trying to finalise a deal which was about £45 million for the player. He did have an outstanding campaign with Red Bulls, just same as Naby Keita, you know, 9 goals, 19 assists. Did well to get into the Champions League and also finished second place. So I would like him at Manchester United. He's also won Swedish Player of the Year before, the Swedish player. So yeah, Mourinho's had an interest in him, not a main priority, but he's showed an interest in the player. I don't think that will happen anywhere. Perisic will probably still happen. No longer he's holding the exit doors, Perisic. But there's no longer now, according to what Spalletti said, there's no longer any more negotiations going on. Basically, the negotiations have now ended, basically, because he's basically being given the green light to leave Inter Milan. So we'll see what happens. More things will update, as I said, guys. And as I did update you earlier on about Mbappe, basically now, reports were suggesting, basically, what did it say now? Reports are suggesting they were in advanced talks of extending his contract. They were in the process of securing him a new deal with Monaco, which actually looks realistically now, according to report. Basically, it's all stemmed from basically that we've showed us interest. Numerous teams have been interested. Arsenal have been in negotiations about getting Kylian Mbappe. They've had world record fees rejected, such as £120 million. They've also this Real Madrid have had in the entirety of the transfer window. Madrid have been interested in Hazard. They've tried capturing him on the board. They have raised funds, just like Monaco have raised funds, but Real Madrid, it was stemming from the Spanish press that they'd agreed a deal with the player. Monaco suspected it didn't happen. There was nowhere near. There were no terms agreed. There were no deals agreed. Nothing was agreed at all for Kylian Mbappe. It was 160 million plus add-ons, which is for the appearances performance, plus the 6-year contract as well. But basically, Monaco said this hadn't been agreed. Basically, this is what was quoted out. This hadn't been agreed. This deal. And then we know City have been in there. City have done good business with Monaco. They've also captured 2 of their players already. And Monaco will not want to sell a lot of their players. And that's the thing, innit? And now it's according now that Barcelona have come in there. They're looking to sanction Neymar off, get the funds and get the deal finalised for Mbappe. But the L'Equipe, it was stemmed from the L'Equipe, which is French, that they'd set a price tag out for Mbappe, which was about £180 million. That's probably nearly £200 million. And now it's according to reports. A meeting was going to be scheduled today with Barcelona and Kylian Mbappe's agent. According to reports, the meeting has been currently completed. They've had discussions about maybe Barcelona finalising a potential deal for Mbappe. But Monaco they've said they haven't agreed any terms. There's been no initial deals agreed for the player at all. So that could be suggestions up that they're working their way around it in Monaco. They're basically going to be in the process now of maybe signing him a new deal, Kylian Mbappe. I think he's adamant that he does want to leave Monaco, does Mbappe. I do love him. He's a fantastic player. He's one of the highest prospects in world football, but to me, some people could classify him as a one-season wonder. He had a bar-storming campaign, 29 goals in all competitions, hit the Champions League last season. He's an 18-year-old player, you know. You won't see Rashford did well last season, but I know he did well, but he won't be going for 160 million. No team had offered him 160 million. Same as Martial, obviously, and all the rest of the youngsters out there. That is a staggering amounts of money for a young 18-year-old player. And it basically, if he was to go to Real Madrid have to offload Bale. Ronaldo's going to div in a couple of years' time, and Mbappe, if he was to go to Madrid, he wants that first team football, and if he was to go to Madrid, on Barcelona, he'd definitely get first team football at Barcelona anywhere. But Madrid have to offload Bale. Madrid have to offload Bale if they're going to get Mbappe on the board. I'll be very happy if we benefit from this. If we get Bale, if the Perisic deal has not been done then before whatever happens with the Mbappe situation. But I'd like to get Bale, but Mbappe's only at a small team. Monaco just had one outstanding season last season. He's been playing around with good players. They've got Falcao there. Still got good players there, even though they've offloaded a few. But if he's going to Barcelona, he's going to be playing with, class players, Messi, Suarez, really class players. In Madrid, he's still playing with class players. Benzema, Ronaldo, Isco, Modric. He's still playing a lot of class players, and he's going to experience a massive facility, and he's a Madrid fan, and this is why basically he may want to go to Madrid. And Monaco have took illegal actions for certain teams try to capture their players, including Mbappe as well. But it looks realistically now, the vice president of Monaco has currently stood firm. He's come out. He's had a lot to say on the situation regarding the players that he wants to keep hold of. He wants to keep hold of Lemar, sorry. He wants to keep hold of Fabinho, and he wants to keep hold of Mbappe, because he's quoted out that the key players, the very important figures, he says he'll address the speculation of what's going on with the Mbappe case, and he's saying they're in the process and talks and discussions of him signing a new deal with Monaco. But as I said, the same situation with Thomas Lemar. Arsenal are desperate; they want him on the board, Thomas Lemar. But with Thomas Lemar, 3 bids now have been rejected by Arsenal from Monaco. Arsenal put a latest bid is a 44.5 million bid. This has been rejected by Monaco. Monaco have rated him as 70 to 80 million pound player. It's been going on for quite a while now. Arsenal have tried to negotiate with Monaco over getting a potential deal over the line for Thomas Lemar. But may not happen, may happen. But they're interested in getting Lemar. He's another standout player for Monaco. But what's basically been said is the vice president has stood firm, basically saying they're important players, and he's not willing to sanction Thomas Lemar off the board. But he said that about Bakayoko, said that about Silva, said that about Mendy, but look what happened. So we know Arsenal want Lemar. We know City, Madrid and Barca want Mbappe. So that's staggering amounts of money. Look at the money that's been spent in this transfer window. There's been loads of money spent in this transfer window, and that for one player. Sorry guys about that, just went off, my battery went dead as it usually does sometimes. As I was saying, yes, about the Mbappe situation, that is a staggering amounts of money for that player. And City though are confident they can get him on the board. That'll take their transfer tally to nearly £400 million if they do capture him on the board. Or is it just over £400 million? This will be a structure anywhere. If he does depart, wherever he goes, depending on how he progresses, it will be a payment structure basically. I don't know how much the salary will be. It'll be over £200,000 a week for the current salary. Wait there. But with that money, you can get a new 11. You can get 8 players at least, as I keep saying. Staggering amounts of money involved in this situation. I've already updated you on the Neymar recently. I updated you what was going on with Sanchez. I updated you all on that as well. But yeah, we still need more signings, as I said. We've got rid of Januzaj. We've got rid of a few players now. But there's still the midfield is my main concern. I've identified that as my main position where we need to strengthen up, because Carrick's not strong enough. Fellaini's not good enough. We've got Herrera and Pogba who are fantastic as well. The midfield's still looking static though. We need to add strength in there. You need to add tall players in there, add strength. Add penetration, speed. That's what we need in the midfield. And I think we may need another attacker. We'll probably look further down the line in January at another attacker. But we've had positive news what's going on with Ibra. We've had it's good news that Rashford's now hitting form and he's growing, developing into his game fantastically well. It's good that Lukaku's performing. It's good that Mkhitaryan's performing. It's good that Lingard's performing. So when you give them the chance, they can perform, and that's proven very, very crucial. We have got a pre-season game coming up. I can't remember the name of the team, but we have got a pre-season game coming up. I'm going to look into it. I can't remember when it is. Day is it today? Thursday. Is it tomorrow? I can't remember. I'm going to have to look it up anywhere when the current game is, where it's held, where it's based at, and I'll look more into the game, what's going on, look at the team news, and I will do a preview for that game. I will be live soon, unless, well, maybe not if there's not to update on, unless something happens. We will go live and we will discuss everything as we always do on this channel. So anyway guys, drop your comments and likes below on the video, as I keep saying, and subscribe to my channel. So I'll see you later guys, bye.